Welcome back, beautiful people. You're listening to a Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Now, coming up in just a few, we have our innovation and tech segment brought to you by Caldwell Soames. We have returning contributor Paul Caldwell, chairman and CEO of Caldwell Soames. And today, Paul and I will be joined by Chris Pulley, who serves as CEO of CCP Digital and Bad Media Group. And you guys can definitely check him out at Bad Crypto Pod on Twitter. Love the name. Now, CCP Digital is a 10-year boutique digital media and analytics agency. Chris is a serial entrepreneur. He consults with some of the top innovators in the blockchain, NFT, and gaming spaces. Today, we are chatting about why digital marketing agencies should be preparing for NFTs. At the most basic level, a non fungible token is a one of a kind, verifiable digital asset that can be exchanged between a creator and a buyer. The one of a kind characteristic is important in distinguishing NFTs from other digital assets. One NFT is not interchangeable for another, like a dollar bill or a share of stock, but is unique and has its own value. We all know that NFTs are all the rage for brands, celebrities, musicians, artists, and sports teams. But beyond all of the sensational headlines, big names, and even bigger price tags, NFTs that provide true value for fans and consumers are here to stay. All digital agencies should be preparing to create NFT campaigns for their clients. Because NFTs are so new, we have entertainers, galleries, fashion houses, and sports teams with existing creative departments that are now looking for partnerships with digital marketers that understand this new vertical. It's an enormous opportunity for even smaller agencies to take a bite out of this new space. But not everybody understands that, like CEO Paul Caldwell of Caldwell Soames and Chris Pulley. Today, we are discussing key points each agency should understand about NFTs. Now, NFTs are not this one size fits all. NFTs must create bespoke value for the specific end user, whether it's a sports fan or an art collector or a film studio. The beauty of NFTs is that they are resellable in the future. If the brand equity for the baseball team increases in value, the resellable value of their NFTs also increases. This is an incredible opportunity for loyal fans to invest in their favorite team. All the same time, they can also sell their NFT on the open market and give new fans the opportunity to experience exclusive team rewards. Now, understanding NFTs is just as important for growing businesses. It's more important keeping businesses relevant in the digital transformation today. Welcome to the show, superstars. Help me break all this down.
Thank you.
Zen, how are you?
I'm doing great. Now I'm going to dive right into it. Chris, welcome to the show. Paul, welcome back. Chris, in your opinion, we'll start with you. What makes an NFT valuable? Now, the value of an NFT comes from the property it represents, which is generally something that exists in the digital world, like an original piece of art or digital memorabilia. And the NFT itself doesn't necessarily contain the digital property, but points to its location on the blockchain, like a concert ticket or a deed for, to a physical property. This NFT reflects the value of the thing it represents. Now, Chris, in your opinion, how is this revolutionizing brands?
That is that's a loaded question because of the broad scope of the definition of NFT. You covered it right there with everything from ticketing to authenticating physical assets to creating digital assets that can be maneuvered on the blockchain and on the digital internet. So it's literally an entire new way of considering ownership, digital and physical.
Understood. So basically, well, one would think that the first step in planning an NFT campaign, so to speak, is to imagine your target audience asking, what's in it for me? That's the important question. The important part is, to my understanding, the reward makes the purchaser feel like a valued member of your brand's ecosystem, so to speak. So when you're marketing for this digital process, what are these analytics that you're looking at for each of these specific brands when you're taking them on to really maximize the impact that they're going to have in the marketplace?
That's a great question. And again, analyzing that audience and who's going to have the biggest affinity with the brand and see value in the design of their NFT program. Because just the design and the economics of the NFT creation really build that roadmap to value. So as an agency and in this new world, this new industry that is innovating with inside of innovation, it's very difficult to communicate to the right audiences in the right way. To have a successful campaign today, you're really marketing to two totally separate audiences. The in the know crypto that may have MetaMask wallet with Binance Smart Chain and Polymatic Chain, and that enthusiast market is really driving speculation, and they're speculating heavily on first first runs, originals, and then you've got the actual fans of whatever the brand or the offering is within the NFT. And so you market to the retail audience much different than you do to the in the know crypto enthusiast audience, because they both not only message different, but exchange transactions differently. So, how you run a customer journey for a retail audience better have a credit card purchasing or some sort of platform payment system that makes it easy for them to buy the way they know now. And you need to make sure that you have the same roadmap for the crypto enthusiast who want to connect and use their, multiple tokens and cryptocurrencies to make their transactions and purchases. And we find that to be really one of the most difficult components, is making sure that you have the retail roadmap right for the retail audience and the crypto enthusiast audience roadmap right, to make sure you're adhering and giving benefit to both audiences that want to participate.
Got it. Got it. So this is going to be a very fitting question for Paul. Now, Paul, blockchain gaming is the integration of the blockchain and cryptocurrencies into traditional video games. So some common examples of these are creating NFTs in the form of items that can be used within the game, charging fees for players to make in-game actions, and rewarding cryptocurrencies for players for their achievements. Okay. An example of this complexity are wallets. Now, using these wallets can be so intimidating, to Chris's point, and learning to interpret and manage the value of gas, so to speak, on your transactions, adding tokens via their contract address, and the notion that if you send money to the wrong address, your funds are lost forever, is not something the average person would embrace. What do you say to this, and what virtual wallet platform do you recommend?
Zen, great question. I think to Chris's point, there's transformation going on right now. We're invested, and we have a private or publicly traded enterprise fund, and we have a private companies fund. Our private companies fund is where most of the innovation, the disruption, and ultimately the transformation is really coming from when we talk about NFTs or cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies, decentralized finance platforms, and the like, global payments and things like that. The NFTs in particular, we find are in the process of there's a certain degree of disruption going on right now, beyond just innovation, and we see some indications of transformation. To Chris's point, the NFT platform, since you're attracting people that are collectors or fans per se of a particular artist, maybe, or a particular person, or maybe situation, circumstance, asset, etc., as well as the cryptocurrency crowd who might want to connect their MetaMask wallet, we find that there needs to be a middleware type solution, like an OG Pay solution that allows for traditional purchases through credit cards, through their merchant services group, but also having the ability to pay with cryptocurrencies, and that's important in the secondary markets for NFTs, as well. Because if you could imagine that someone that's a crypto currency enthusiast or user, or someone just prefers to pay with their Ethereum because they have tons of profit, and they want to use that profit to buy their NFTs, and they speculate by just using the profit to buy NFTs, but being able to then relist that NFT up in a secondary market on a marketplace is very interesting, because now they realize that they can get the non-crypto people that are out there, people that don't use cryptocurrency, but that are fans, maybe to engage in that secondary market, because that person can pay in a more traditional way with a Visa card. And then you see the NFT transitioning. There's a contextual transition going on right now in NFTs. Traditionally, when the business first started, it's all been about NFT marketplaces. Some like OpenSea, you can go and you can create your own NFTs. You can do these various things. Others, like the new marketplace at og2d.com, that marketplace specializes in making sure the authenticity of the content is there, and so on and so forth. And they're more in the serialized type NFTs. And then you are starting to see now movement beyond, not instead of, but beyond marketplaces themselves, and into places like gaming. So a whole new context for NFTs, gaming. So assets inside of a game that can be NFT'd. NFT comes off the tongue very easily. NFT, it's easy to say. It's rarely completely understood, I think, in context to fungible tokens versus non-fungible tokens. In a gaming environment, NFTs can become extremely valuable in how assets inside the game could be minted into non-fungible tokens and then used as a form of currency or a form of value inside the game. So I think the more that you see NFTs become ubiquitous and find their way into being represented as units of value inside various contexts as we go forward, as the world moves on beyond just marketplaces, we're going to see a need for wallets that do these kinds of things.
You're so well versed on all this. I get the time is running out. We have a minute and a half left, and I've just heard you speak, and I'm taking it all in because you have so much knowledge and so much information behind all this. I'm going to throw this back to Chris real quick. Chris, the NFT market remains very new, and questions about rights, ownership, intellectual property have not been fully explored, so to speak. What advice do you have to anyone wanting to infiltrate the space? We have about a minute left. Sorry to rush you.
No worries. I actually want to tag on to what Paul was saying about the gaming industry. We're representing some of the largest gaming and blockchain gaming clients in the industry, with a vision of investing your time into a game and be able to take that value of time and take it with you, or sell that value of time. Snoop Dogg just entered the Sandbox. He's got a mansion with his weed garden in the back, and there's a party Tuesday night, and you can come. That's NFTs. You can buy his car and sell his car, and so literally,
this is crazy stuff. Talk about the metaverse unfolding, right before our eyes, and really kind of taking this our world to the next digital level and chapter, really. Well, guys, thank you so much. We've run out of time. Definitely going to do this again. Paul, it was such a pleasure having you back on. Chris, so nice talking to you. Big shout out to Chris Pulley, and you guys could definitely check them out at Bad Crypto Pod on Twitter, and that's Chris Pulley from CCP Digital. Thank you for joining the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
Absolutely. You guys are listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WR, the voice of New York. I'm your host, Zen Sams. That was our innovation and tech segment, brought to you by Caldwell Soames. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Caldwell Soames Incorporated, investing globally in transformative businesses like Original Digital Corporation, or ODC. ODC develops advanced consumer and commercial fintech solutions such as OG Pay, which will transform the way you manage your money. From sending and receiving money globally for free, paying for goods and services in person and online, pay bills, buy and sell digital currencies, all while earning interest. OG Pay is easy to set up, FDIC insured, and your information is secured. Check out ogpay.com.